This is an overview of chapter 12 of the Bhagavad Gita, as it is. The Bhagavad Gita's middle 6 chapters began with Krishna discussing bhakti, and Arjuna wants it to end in the same way. After witnessing Krishna's universal form, Arjuna wishes to confirm his own position as a devotee who works for Krishna, as opposed to a jnani who renounces his work. In the first section, verses 1 to 7, there is a description of bhakti over impersonalism, or superiority of bhakti in comparison to impersonalism. Arjuna asks which is superior, worshipping Krishna through devotional service or worshipping his impersonal feature. Krishna immediately responds, saying that one engaged in his personal service is topmost. A worshipper of the impersonal is less perfect and undergoes more difficulty than one who worships Krishna. The path of devotion is easier, and Krishna personally delivers his devotee from material life. In the next section, progressive stages of devotion are described in verses 8 to 12. And also, I always speak about this in my classes, is that these verses give great hope. Krishna says, if you cannot do this, do this. If you cannot do this, do this. And if you cannot do this, do this. You can always do something to make some progress forward in your spiritual development. So Krishna describes in reverse order the progressive path leading to pure devotional service. He first advises the devotee to fix his mind constantly on him. If one cannot do that, one should purify oneself by following the rules and regulations of Bhakti Yoga. If that is too difficult, one may engage in Karma Yoga, giving up the fruits of work to Krishna. And if one cannot even follow this practice, then Krishna recommends the indirect path, which begins with the renunciation of work and leads to knowledge and meditation. So, if we look at these 4 verses, we can see that all people who are trying to attain knowledge, to learn how to be happy, they fit in one of these categories. Because many people are not ready to hear about Krishna, but they are searching, they are looking for knowledge, they are working for answers, they are researching, they are looking for solutions. And they will all fit in one of these categories described in these 5 verses. And then the last section of chapter 12, we have verses 13 to 20, qualities that make a person dear to Krishna. In these verses, Krishna describes who is dear to him and which qualities the person who is dear to him has. So, having described the stages of devotion, Krishna now enumerates the transcendental qualities automatically achieved by a bhakti yogi which make a devotee dear to Krishna. Pointing out these qualities further substantiates the theme of chapter 12, and that bhakti is the best method of spiritual advancement. Krishna concludes that one who faithfully follows the path of devotional service, making him the supreme goal, is very dear to him. So the question of who is better, the personalist or the impersonalist, is resolved in this chapter, and devotional service is described as the ultimate process of spiritual realization, or the highest process. So this is an overview of chapter 12.